welcome back to Degraman. We're here. It's too happy. I'm waiting for the terrible ending. I'm thinking about the existential crisis I'm in. Then one starts hitting me with a pillow while the other hugs me from the side. The lines between humiliation and pleasantry in our relationship. I learned a lot of interesting things over the next several days. For example, people react quite strangely when a girl kisses one guy on the cheek and takes another's hand. Threesomes in public are very inconvenient. I also learned that I am much stronger and more flexible than I had thought. And of course, I also learned that quansies are sterile. They don't tell me much about it, but this particular nugget of information makes our battles in bed especially depraved. I don't know what that means, but alright. The autists have yet to appear all this time, however, and well, I guess I'm just glad to be with them on this long mission. We spend our days walking around while trying to find any traces of the hex, but it feels more like a vacation. Ein hasn't bothered us either. Of course, I know that everything might change once we get back, but at least we're together while we wait. I'm quite happy with what's going on between the three of us, although I still can't get used to the idea that I'm dating two guys who share the same mind. I have a hard time counting them as one person, especially since I need to act differently with each. Cass is much more responsive to my physical interactions. He likes it when I touch him, and he keeps touching me in return. Even in public, he'll hold my hand or kiss my hair. He's always gentle and attentive. Vincent, however, is very difficult. He responds unpredictably to my advances, and his emotions run the gamut from embarrassment to anger to annoyance and playfulness all the way down to compliance. I'm not even sure if he'll let me hold his hand, but Vincent is easier to talk to. Cass prefers to only talk business, and I rarely understand what's going on in his head. Maybe it's my stubborn nature, but I'm always trying to talk to Cass while I grope Vincent. A strangely perverse feeling comes over me whenever I find myself desiring from them what they cannot give me. They in turn shake it off. Cass just goes back to his beefy look while Vincent continues being his snide and sarcastic self. Today begins the same as all the ones before. I go for a walk with Vincent while Cass stays behind at the hotels and sleeps. It isn't a good idea to split up, but the boys have decided that one of them should be awake at any given moment, and Cass usually takes a night shift. But as luck would have it, the sky opens up and begins dumping rain down upon us, with no place for us to seek shelter. We quickly duck beneath the canopy. Vincent has actually decided to be caring today, probably because Cass isn't around. Are you worming me or yourself? Dummy. He whispers into my ear with sound displeased yet kind. His warm breath tickles my neck and I find myself incredibly pleased with our unexpectedly romantic moment. Until I look down at the street. It's raining so hard that a puddle has formed in the center. A puddle that reflects nothing. A puddle that is so still that it seems like the raindrops aren't hitting it at all. There's then something white flickers within its depths. I feel my stomach tighten. Is everything okay? Vincent has always been so sensitive to my mood changes. The strange moment of numbness passes and I only see regular puddles once more. I'm not sure what I saw, but I need to calm down. What did you see? A hex, maybe. We need Cass. Vincent begins searching around, but I'm starting to feel sick again, so I squeeze his hand. Are you ill? Should I call a taxi? What about the hex? What if they show up? Time to cry! Vincent thinks for just a second, then calls a cab as he watches me intently. What about the mission? Shut up. No! I try to put on a brave face. Maybe I just didn't get enough sleep and my exhaustion has me wearing over nothing. I don't want to bother Vincent. I don't know if Castle can even get to us here. But without him, Vincent is much weaker. Not knowing what to do, I gently touch his hand. I'm fine, I was just fooling around. Yeah, right? Vincent is so agitated that I have no choice but to let him drag me into the taxi. By the end of the ride, I've gotten drastically worse, and when he tries to help me out of the car, I almost lose my balance. Surprisingly strong for his size, Vincent picks me up and carries me through the hotel door where he hands me off to Cass. Back in our room, I'm tucked into bed and then thoroughly interrogated. The vague answers only lead me to being smothered with several more blankets and having raspberry tea forced down my throat, which miraculously found its way into our room. It's no wonder you caught a cold in this rain. How is it you have such a weak immune system? Do you need a hot water bottle? Vincent points at Cass. Feeling better now that I'm in our room and being cared for by my boys, I try to smile. It's not a cold, it's probably, I have an inkling of what it might be, but I'm too embarrassed to mention it. It's what? Well, a girl thing. I'm not a girl, so I don't know what a girl thing is. Having already figured it out, Cass glowers at Vincent, who then flushes and grimaces. Here you are, lovers of odepial language. You should have just said what you were. Alright, hold on one second, guys. Tyler's calling me. Of odepial language. You should have just said that you were. Before Vincent can continue, Cass clamps his hand over his mouth. Thank goodness. Is there anything I can do? Nope. Cass is so thoughtful. Laying down next to me allows me the opportunity to stroke his head, but Vince just sits on the bed staring at me anxiously. Are you feeling any better? Should I call a doctor? Is my girl on her period? What's going on? No, this is normal for me. I just feel a little sick, is all. Vincent finger drums uneasily on the bed. He hasn't asked me about the hex again. Is he so concerned about my condition that he has completely forgotten the purpose of our stay here? After watching me for a while, Vince starts searching through his phone, apparently reading something embarrassing. He blushes. Then he heads into the bathroom and I hear water running. Cass then turns to me. Let me rub your tummy. Is she really on her period? Is she bullshitting? If I didn't know Cass as well as I do, I wouldn't have realized that the calm look on his face right now actually reveals a hint of embarrassment. Him too. Then Vincent comes running out of the bathroom. No, Cass's hands are too rough. I'll do it. Determination is plastered across his face. I have a bath running when I join. Their care for me is only leading to more problems. Yeah, but only me, and just me, okay? I don't want to go in the water. What if it's like, what are, kappas coming out from the toilets? Knowing what just head in their bathroom and leave the door open means, I head in on my own and immediately lock the door. This topic is entirely too delicate. The water is wonderfully filmy. How thoughtful of them. I'm about to undress and hop into the tub when I feel a familiar sensation. I barely make it to the toilet. Horrified, I watch as a strangely black liquid comes pouring out of my mouth. Michiko opened the door. I'm breaking it down. Having obviously heard the unusual sound, Vincent begins banging on the door, but I can't let him see me like this. Something violent and terrible was happening to me. Who cares? Who cares? Who fucking cares? Open the door. Open the door. He's seen worse. He's been through worse. No, I'm fine. But no matter how hard I try, my words sound fake. I hear a crash and the door is ripped off its hinges. Thankfully, I managed to wash it off in time. Vincent and Cass are now standing right next to me, but I don't see the expected disgust in their eyes, only a great deal of concern. Are you sure everything is okay? No! I got some bug in me. I don't know. Vincent crouches down next to me and awkwardly attempts to rub my back. Honestly, not really. Tell them. The fuck? They're your boyfriends. Standing back up, he begins to make some phone calls. Cass takes his place and helps me clean up. Ryan isn't answering, but I've got an appointment with a regular doctor. We're going to the hospital now. No, I feel fine. Shut up, idiot. Oh, God. An ambulance takes us to a hospital where I'm immediately admitted by a physician, but I don't feel any pain when he touches my stomach. Without saying a word, the doctor looks at me with surprise and orders an x-ray. Then I'm wheeled down a featureless corridor. Cass is supportively holding my hand while Vincent attempts to call the other Kwanzis, but he can't get through to them. I feel like the heroine of some sort of farce. I'm feeling absolutely fine right now, and yet everyone is frantically bustling around me. The doctor examines the resulting x-ray for several long minutes, and for a brief, almost imperceptible moment, horror flashes across the man's face. Then just as quickly he bristles before relaxing his stern features. Expressionless, he turns to look at me, and I see that the x-ray he's holding is now blank. Oh, my Tamagotchi's dealing with a demon and is hungry. I'm so sorry, boy. Miss, what are you doing in my office, and why am I here on my day off? Bro, I don't know. What? Confused, I head out into the corridor. Where are you going? What if you get worse? What did the doctor say? He doesn't remember me. Enraged, Vincent storms into the office, leaving Cass and myself in the hallway, but even before he left, I could sense his concern by how Castle was squeezing my hand. That doctor is useless. He doesn't even remember how he got here. This can't be the meter room. We need to get you back to the cool ASAP. We can't. What if the hex attack? I don't give a shit if the hex attack. I only need to figure out what's going on with you. What if other people die? Let them die for all I care. What about you then? Both of them seem to be extremely agitated and are blurting things out at random. As they carry on, I can feel hopelessness spreading throughout my body. Feeling as if I have absolutely no energy, I sit down on the bench again and stare at the floor, and I see my reflection in the freshly waxed tiles. Something white seems to flash right in my eye. Open mouth and the flood begins again. Only this time I can feel how insanely cold the substance is, and how easily it pours from between my lips. What does it look like? It's pitch black, incredibly shiny, and shimmering like all the stars in the sky. The floor beneath me is now a piece of the night sky. It's terrible, but wildly beautiful at the same time. It's glaringly obvious the doctors here don't understand how to handle whatever it is happening to me. The boys hurry over, but not knowing what to do, they freeze. I can't keep fooling myself into thinking I'm fine. We're going back to the cold this instant. We don't have time to wait around for a train, and Aine isn't answering. Then how will we get there if we can't take the train? I'll make a door. That's crazy. Only Aine can create them. We have to try. I'm going to save you. That's easier said than done. Vincent nervously paces back and forth as Castle stands motionless in thought. I just pray no one else sees this. Do you have something to draw a door with? A piece of chalk, maybe? I should have one in my backpack. Okay, we're going back to the hotel. No one can help us here anyway, but it needs to be removed from the floor. What needs to be removed? Looking down again, it's gone. We hurry back to the hotel and Vincent grabs the chalk from my backpack. After breaking it in two, he and Castle begin writing on the wall. What are you doing? They only answer when an entire section of the wall is covered with several lines of script. I needed to include everything Ayn explained, but had to write it down somewhere since I can't keep it all in my head like he does. But nothing happened. Suddenly feeling a spider draw a door by outlining all the notes on the wall, but nothing happens. None of it is working at all. I spent another 10 minutes or so lost in thought. Then I hit the wall again, both literally and figuratively. Fate is telling me once again that there is nothing I can do. I need to sit here and wait for everything to be decided for me. I need to wait to be saved. I'm absolutely livid as I boil. Vincent stands up. I can't sit here and do nothing anymore. I'll handle this the only way I know how, and you know how I handle things. Are we gonna talk to Basti? The boy's eyes, which had been dulled up until now, shine brightly with a hint of madness. I destroy. Destroy what? Stepping between me and the scrawled door, Vincent swings his castle sword, which has materialized in his hand. There is rumbling, crumbling, and wallpaper ripping. Then an unnaturally strange darkness appears where the wall once stood. Vincent takes my hand and pulls me into it. Wait, it's too dangerous. I don't think he cares. At this rate, he don't care. Don't you trust me? I do. Well then, come on. Cass takes my other hand, and three of us walk together into the darkness. For a brief moment, I feel as if I've stepped into a void, but I feel Cass's hot hand on my arm and Vincent's cool grip on my fingers. We're in Lakul, or what's left of it. Lakul has been severely scorched, and in some places there are only islands of door frames and the remnants of walls. It had once been a door-filled corridor amid an endless field, and you can see that now more than ever before. Are we in the right place? It's the right place, but we need to get out of here fast. Lakul is dying. Three of us began to run around looking for a door that is still intact, but none of them lead to anything but emptiness. Our situation is dire. We're trapped in an infinite space with a bunch of doors that only lead to even more infinite spaces. Infinitely empty infinite spaces. Full of boundless darkness. There's a reason nobody answered our call. Something terrible happened. No, it's still happening. My condition is continuing to worsen, or is it getting better? I don't even know anymore. At a certain point, the black liquid begins to flow from my mouth again. It shows my face as I leave a black trail on the ground where I walk. Neither Vincent or Cass have explained what's happening to me, but I can feel their pain, worry, and despair throughout my body. As for myself, I've been remarkably restrained. Then I stop dead in my tracks. We're all alone. There's nothing to do. What is wrong with you? Why are you acting so out of it? Vincent is so close that I see the pure rage in his violet eyes. He reaches his hand out to me, but Cass stops him. You need to calm down. I watch as Vincent's thin nostrils flare in anger as he bites his lips until it bleeds. I want to soothe him badly. But who am I? I'm a woman who has learned nothing and done nothing. At the same time, I've done no worse than anyone else. It doesn't matter if I'm a Kwanzi or not. We are all equal before life and death. Stopped in my tracks, the scope of the disaster around us comes into focus. The black liquid that continually pours out of me is covering the entire floor with a thin, glistening pool. It doesn't smell, it doesn't spoil, it simply flows. There's so much of it, much more than can possibly fit inside a human being, inside of 10 human beings. Its measure and properties defy all laws of physics, let alone the simplest of logic, and seems to increase in volume as it leaves my body. There are fewer and fewer islands within the pool. They are disappearing, exposing the true nature of the mutarooms, infinite space between an ocean of motionless water. Looking up for the first time, I suddenly realize that the water is here too. How did I not notice it before? Then I feel as if I'm falling. The black liquid has eaten through the thin surface that held us above the water. But two hands quickly grab onto me and refuse to let me go. Is my girl suiciding now? Fight, Jam, you fight! Please, I beg you! Oh wait, is this the ending where I'm gone? Both of their voices plead with me, but no matter how tightly they hold on, the force pulling me under is even more powerful, slowly yet calmly, as if through quicksand I slip beneath the surface. Once my head is completely submerged, I realize I'm no longer struggling. Oh no! This is so depresso! It's Vincent. Unlike Vincent, who is being pulled under with me, Cass's hand disappears before transforming into the sword that Vincent is now using to keep us from sinking as he stabs it into one of the last few support beams still standing. I can see his blonde hair bellowing in the water. As he talks to me, his face contours in agony from the superhuman effort. He's incredibly strong. With the amount of effort, he could tear my arm right off. But I don't even feel pain, only his gentle touch. Even now, I can't help but admire how absolutely beautiful he is. How foolish I am to be thinking of that right now. With a final effort, I touch my fingers to my lips, then reach out to his. Sadly, I'm just short. All I can do is let go of his hand. And the last thing I feel is the tips of his ember fingers. Ending 25? I thought I was doing ending 28! What is this? I followed it word for word. I get an odd numbered one. Oh, but that one's quite depressing. That was depressing. Endings. Yep. Ending 25. That's quite weird. I thought I was getting 28 like I wanted, but I did not. But hell, holy shit, we got like a lot of CG. Is there any cute photo that I like with homeboy? This is all depresso. Oh, he looks the most handsome here. Ending 25. Let me write that down real quick as I gather my thoughts, cause okay. Well, I don't know how to feel. I don't know how to feel. It's a little depresso because in this route we ended up dying, I guess, before they did, when I'm used to them dying before me and then I die from their heartache or whatever. But in this route we end up just giving into the darkness and accepting it, which is quite terrifying. Vincent's route, I feel it cannot compete to Castle's route. I feel like I was super attached to Castle more than Vincent. But Vincent's route was incredible with like lore and surprise factor, that's for sure. I just feel like there wasn't enough Vincent in it. And I don't know if it's because of the ending I ended up with, because I followed the guide word by word for ending 28, but ended up getting 25. So I don't know if that made a huge difference or not in how much Vincent we get on camera time. But I feel like in the beginning they did give us a lot of Vincent, but then he kind of like faded off and then we kind of got a little bit more of Cass, which was the reason why it pulled me back into missing Cass more than Vincent. And I feel like that's kind of sad, because I don't know if that was their plan for everyone to just not really fall in love with Vincent, but to fall in love with Cass, even though they're the same fucking people, which is crazy. That I feel like that's like the best route to end off with, knowing that they're both the same person. This game has infinite amount of endings, so you could play this for literally hours. I feel like maybe you can at least get to 100 plus hours on this game alone. But I'm not gonna bother finding out all the endings just because your girl has a long list of games I have to return to and just start up. This game I definitely highly recommend. The DLC is, I believe, $20 if you wanted to get it, but if not, you can just completely play it for free with Vincent's route. Not all of his route, but he has a lot of free routes that you can play. Definitely tell me who you guys preferred out of the lineup between, you know, either Vincent or Cass, and if neither of them excite you or fancy you, who do you wish that was one of the side characters had like a main story like these two? I really wish Mark had one. I really wish Basti had one. Ragnar. I feel like they all should have all had their own routes, like, you know, most otome visual novel games, but this one isn't. This one's different. This one definitely heartache. I will definitely have a soft spot for this story with all the trauma I've been. But I feel like now after playing this, I need to find something happier to play visual novel wise, or else my heart is just gonna be broken and broken and broken. But this game I definitely highly recommend. The endings you get is very randomized, because your girl even followed the guide and it didn't even lead me to the ending that the guide said I would get. Art's beautiful, music's beautiful. There's some certain parts I wish the music would change, because I remember complaining about that in Loner Route or whatever, that the music didn't really match the mood that was happening, so I didn't know how to actually feel, because, you know, music usually influences how you feel, and I was feeling one certain way and the music was feeling another certain way, and that was not working out. But I definitely recommend this game for you guys to play if you do not mind having no happy endings. Like, we had happy moments, but no happy ending. This ending, I'll take it. I don't even care. It's a great ending because I learned that they're both the same person, and no one really died in a terrible way. My girl just, submerged into the water and just goodbye world. I'll see you guys another time, I guess, MC said. But anyway, thank you guys for watching the series up to this far. We have ended with 59 episodes. That's a lot. That is a lot. And if you have watched from the beginning all the way up to the end, or even if you just dropped in to watch your favorite route, thank you ever so much for supporting it and watching this playthrough for me. I again mentioned that I have a lot of games to return back to and to start up, so I hope you guys will be there to watch those. But anyway, thank you guys for watching this series. Thank you to the team for giving me a copy of the game with the DLC. I appreciate it so much, and you guys worked a lot. It shows with all these different endings. I applaud you all. Thank you guys for all your hard work, and yeah, stay beautiful, and I'll see you guys in the future.